Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We're going to explore the absolute cutting edge of golf technology.
Sound good.
We've been digging into a ton of info from Golf247.eu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've got emails, their website content, you name it.
Works.
Basically, we're on a mission to give you the rundown on the latest and greatest tools and trends in golf tech. Help coaches, business owners, even passionate golfers make smart decisions out there.
I think it's really interesting how this whole field is evolving so rapidly. We've moved so far beyond just the simple gadgets and gizmos.
Totally.
It's data, it's analysis, it's really understanding the game on a whole new level.
Absolutely. So let's tee off with Henrik Ginch. He's the owner of Golf247.eu, based in Europe. And it seems like he's really passionate about bringing this cutting-edge tech to the continent.
Right.
Especially folks like PGA professionals and academies, helping them kind of level up their game.
He does seem really passionate about it. What I find interesting is how he's focusing on solutions that really have real-world benefits.
Yeah.
It's not just about having some slashy new gimmick.
Utility over flash.
Exactly. Take the SportsBox AI 3D system.
Okay.
Single camera creates a 3D model, provides real-time biomechanical data. Pretty impressive, actually.
I always thought 3D motion capture was something straight out of Hollywood movies.
Right.
Like, can you break down how this works in the context of golf?
Well, imagine this. You swing, the camera captures your movement from every angle, right?
Okay.
And the software analyzes these images, and it creates this virtual 3D model of your swing.
Wow.
And then coaches can look at things like swing plane, club head speed, body rotation, all that good stuff.
So instead of just relying on the naked eye, they have all this data to really pinpoint areas for improvement.
Precisely. And it gets even better that this technology is becoming more and more accessible.
Yeah.
They even offer a free 14-day trial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, straight from the email. Claim your free trial, 14 days. It's a great way for people to just get a feel for it.
I noticed they have both studio software and an app. Do you think that's about catering to different users?
Oh, absolutely. The studio software, I'm imagining, is going to be more robust, packed with features, probably geared towards, professionals who have a higher budget.
Right.
Whereas the app could be great for individual golfers who want to analyze their swings on the go.
Yeah, and I feel like that makes the technology more accessible to a wider audience.
Absolutely.
We've got a testimonial here from Erica Larkin. She's a Golf Digest Top 50 teacher. And she says, I can really help diagnose swings better and provide feedback on another level that I wasn't able to before.
Wow.
That's a pretty powerful statement,
Right.
especially coming from someone like that.
Absolutely. It really highlights how much this technology is changing the game for coaches.
Uh-huh.
Imagine, being able to give every golfer, regardless of their skill level, that kind of feedback that was usually reserved for touring pros.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
It's like leveling the playing field in terms of instruction.
Precisely. And who knows, maybe this is going to lead to a surge in skilled golfers as more people get access to this data-driven coaching.
And you can't talk golf tech without mentioning launch monitors.
Of course.
And Golf247.eu has a couple of options here.
Yeah.
So first up, we have the True Golf Launch Box. They emphasize portability, which seems perfect for on-the-go analysis.
Yeah.
And it integrates with their E6 Connect and E6 Apex software.
Nice.
So I'm assuming that lets you simulate different courses, conditions.
That's what I would imagine. And that's crucial, for serious golfers who want to understand how their shots perform in a variety of scenarios. It's not just about distance and ball speed. You need to know how wind, elevation, all those things come into play.
It's like having a virtual golf course at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll have to dig around for pricing on that one.
Okay.
Next up is the Envisage Launch Monitor. They offer a range of products, including a portable launch monitor, 2-camera, and 3-camera ceiling systems. And they highlight compatibility with various leading software. They even have an exclusive PGA professional discount, 10% off in 2025.
Before we go into those details, can we just step back and explain what these different camera systems actually do?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because someone who's new to launch monitors might be thinking, why would I need multiple cameras?
That's a great point. It's easy to forget that not everyone is totally up to speed on all this tech.
Right.
So basically, a launch monitor uses radar or cameras to track all those different aspects of your shot. Ball speed, launch angle, spin rate,
Right.
the whole 9 yards. And while a portable single-camera system like the TrueGolf Launch Box can provide a ton of data,
Right.
the more sophisticated ceiling systems with 2 or 3 cameras offer even more detail.
So the more cameras, the more data points, and the richer your understanding becomes.
Exactly. And that's where those ceiling systems really shine. They can also track club head data, so you're getting insights into club path, angle of attack. They even give us a price for one of their models. The Neo E portable launch monitor comes in at $4,995.
Okay, so we have some numbers to work with there.
It's interesting to see the range of price points out there, right?
Yeah.
You've got your portable options that are becoming more and more affordable, and then you've got these high-end systems that provide a level of detail that we couldn't even imagine a few years ago.
It seems like there's a launch monitor for every budget and need.
And that's great for the growth of the game.
It certainly is. And again, it speaks to that larger trend we were talking about, the democratization of golf instruction.
But we can't forget about putting. They say, you drive for show, but putt for dough.
Very true. And it looks like Golf247.eu has some really cool options in this area as well.
Let's dive into those right after a quick break. Okay, so we're back and ready to put our focus on, well, putting.
Makes sense.
Golf247.eu has some tech here that could really change the game on the green. What do you think?
For sure. And you know what? This ArcMaster device really has me intrigued. The whole idea of structured putting training to enhance consistency. That's something that I think a lot of golfers struggle with, myself included, to be honest.
Yeah, consistency. Isn't that like the holy grail of putting? I mean, it's one thing to sink a few lucky putts, but doing it consistently, round after round,
Right.
that's the key.
Totally.
So I'm curious, how do you think structured training can actually improve that?
Well, think about it. Most of us, we just kind of go out and putt, right?
Yeah.
Without a real plan.
Yeah.
Maybe we practice a few distances, but we don't always focus on the fundamentals. You know, the stroke, the alignment, the tempo.
Right.
Structured training, though, it kind of breaks down those elements into drills, exercises that target specific weaknesses.
It's like a personalized putting workout.
Exactly. You follow a structured program, you're building that muscle memory, developing good habits that can actually translate to the course. So I'm really curious to see how this ArcMaster actually facilitates all that. They're really building anticipation for its release in 2025, so it seems like they're onto something pretty innovative.
Speaking of innovation, we've got the 108 putters. Those caught my eye.
Yeah.
Built-in aiming system? Like, come on, that's pretty cool.
Talk about taking the guesswork out of alignment, huh?
Right.
I also think it's really interesting how they're combining the physical putter with that digital tool, the Puttalyze app.
Right.
It seems like they're going for a much more holistic approach to putting, addressing both mechanics and the mental side of things.
It's like having a virtual caddy whispering in your ear.
Right.
Like, okay, aim just a hair left and stroke it smoothly.
Exactly. And the Puttalyze app, they actually call it the ultimate putting aiming system. They say it can tell you the exact target line, putt distance, and speed you need to hold the putt. I have to admit, I'm always a little skeptical of anything claiming to be the ultimate.
I hear you. There's a lot of putting aids out there that make huge promises. It's tough to know what actually delivers. I guess the question is, does the app really work? Does it help golfers actually read greens more accurately and make those adjustments?
Does it live up to the hype?
Yeah.
I guess that's what we'd want to see.
You always got to be a little skeptical and look for some real-world evidence.
Absolutely. But does raise a really good point. You know, we're seeing more and more putting aids that use technology to give you that feedback and guidance.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the future of putting instruction?
It's definitely trending that way. It makes sense. Putting is all about precision. And having data to guide you can be so valuable. It's like using a rangefinder instead of guessing your yardages.
I like that analogy.
And just like we've seen with swing analysis, this technology could make expert putting instruction a lot more accessible.
Right. It's part of that democratization we talked about.
Yeah, it's not just about the tools, though, right? It's about the knowledge to use them effectively.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, moving on from putting, let's talk about something that affects every shot. Grip.
Yeah.
Golf247.eu features Sensor Edge. Okay. And this one is pretty cool. It's a grip with built-in sensors. Okay. That measure your grip pressure throughout your swing.
Wait, so how you hold the club can actually impact your swing?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Can you explain how that works?
Well, it's actually pretty fascinating. The amount of pressure you use on the grip during your swing, it influences a lot of things.
Like what?
Club face control, swing path, even the timing of your release. All really important stuff.
It's like they're taking a piece of equipment that every golfer uses, the grip,
Right.
and turning it into this powerful analytical tool.
Precisely. And they emphasize that it's a sophisticated system, but at a competitive price.
Okay.
That affordability is going to be key to making this kind of tech accessible to more golfers.
So it's not just about playing the game, but understanding the game on a much deeper level.
I like that. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about practice.
Okay.
Specifically, the PuttAWay putting platforms. Hendrik mentioned this. The fact that you can adjust these platforms to create all these different slopes, I mean, that's game-changing.
I think it solves a big frustration for a lot of golfers who practice their putting on a perfectly flat mat.
Right.
It's just not realistic. How often do you get a perfectly flat putt on a real course?
Never.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, adjusting to uphill and downhill putts, but also how the ball breaks depending on the slope.
Right.
You have to make those tiny adjustments. Being able to practice that is huge.
They even mentioned that the platforms can be customized in size, which is great for golfers who might have limited space.
That makes it accessible to everyone, really.
So you're bringing those on-course challenges into a more controlled environment.
Exactly. Whether it's a dedicated practice area or just a corner of your living room.
Okay, now I have to ask about this. Bryson.golf.
Yeah.
This really piqued my interest. It seems like there's a lot more to uncover there.
It definitely caught my eye as well. We know they have webinars scheduled for November and December 2024 that focus on the Bryson app.
So it's not just a website. It's a whole platform with an app. What do you think it could be?
It's hard to say for sure, but knowing Bryson DeChambeau and his, analytical approach to the game,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's some sort of training platform or a coaching app that uses his data-driven philosophies.
Do you think we'll see some of his signature techniques in there?
Maybe.
Like the single-length irons or that meticulous way he analyzes the greens?
That'd be pretty cool. It seems like we'll have to wait for those webinars to get the full picture.
Speaking of webinars, Golf247.eu is really big on knowledge sharing. They have a ton of past webinars. They're always hosting new ones. And they even feature some big names.
Yeah, it's not just about their products either.
Right.
They bring in really well-known coaches like Sean Foley, Chris Mason,
Yeah.
both top-ranked Golf Digest instructors.
And we even have some quotes from them talking about the importance of using data and analysis.
Yeah. Sean Foley says, I think it's mandatory to be able to, in this day and age, measure instead of just guess.
It's true. We're moving away from intuition and observation and going toward hard data.
And Chris Mason adds, SportsBox has been so valuable to me. It seems like these coaches are seeing real benefits from incorporating this technology.
Absolutely.
I love what Golf247.eu is doing here. They're not just selling products, they're building a community of golfers.
Totally.
People who are passionate about learning, about improving, and embracing this technology to take their game to that next level.
It's like they're creating an ecosystem where golfers can access all the tools, the knowledge, the support they need to succeed. They even have a knowledge base along with these webinars.
It's pretty impressive. But as we go deeper into this golf technology, what do you think the future holds? I mean, are we going to see holographic golf instructors?
Holographic golf instructors. I mean, honestly, with the pace of innovation we're seeing, I wouldn't be surprised.
Imagine a virtual Tiger Woods analyzing your swing in your living room. Right. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But even without holograms, I think we can expect even more sophisticated AI-powered coaching systems
Yeah.
that can personalize instruction based on your unique swing.
Yeah, a custom-tailored swing coach in your pocket.
Exactly. And I wonder if we'll see wearable sensors that go beyond just the swing.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Tracking biomechanics throughout the entire game, getting feedback on your posture, your balance, even how you walk the course.
Oh, that's a really good point. We could be moving towards a much more holistic understanding of how our bodies interact with the game.
Exactly. Leading to better performance, maybe even preventing injuries.
It's an exciting time to be a golfer. All this technology really pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely. And I think it's safe to say that golf technology is only going to get more innovative and more accessible in the coming years.
Well, let's tee up the final part of our deep dive and see what else we can find. As we wrap up our deep dive into Golf247.eu and all this amazing golf tech, one thing that keeps coming back to me is access.
Yeah, it's a huge takeaway from all this. What was once only for the elite players and coaches is now available to a much wider audience.
Exactly. Remember the SportsBox AI 3D app? A few years ago, 3D motion capture, that was top secret, super exclusive tech.
You'd only see that at, like, those fancy training facilities.
You're right. But now, boom, it's in your pocket.
It's crazy.
Any golfer with a smartphone can get a detailed analysis of their swing. I mean, it's incredible.
It really is. And it's not just swing analysis either. You've got the Puttalyze app. It's like having your own putting coach, like right there with you.
Every putt.
Exactly. Helping you with alignment, distance, speed. It's breaking down those barriers. You don't need those expensive lessons anymore.
It really is a game changer. So it makes you wonder, what's this going to do to golf instruction in the future?
Right.
Will we see more golfers using these tools to get better on their own?
I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's not just apps either. Even launch monitors and putting platforms, they're getting more affordable. You can get portable launch monitors that are a fraction of the cost of those big pro systems.
Right. And companies like PuttAWay, with those customizable putting platforms, you can have a practice setup at home that feels like the real course.
Without spending a fortune.
Yeah. So it's really about giving golfers the power to take their development into their own hands, whether they're trying to go pro or just, finally break 80.
Absolutely.
So it feels like we're seeing a democratization of golf instruction. The knowledge and tools are for everybody. Do you think this could lead to like a whole wave of skilled golfers in the next few years?
It wouldn't surprise me at all. When you make easier to get started and improve, more people are going to get into the game.
Right.
And maybe we'll even see like a resurgence in golf.
Yeah.
New players, getting excited about the sport. That would be great.
It's not just about those individual skills. It's about making golf more accessible and more fun for everyone.
Exactly. And that's what makes this golf tech stuff so exciting. It's not just about, getting a better score.
Right.
It's about understanding the game better and helping golfers of all levels reach their potential.
That's what it's all about. So as we move into the future, it's clear that technology is going to keep changing golf. And, from what we've seen, that future is looking pretty bright.
Absolutely. I'd say to anyone listening, if you're even a little bit curious about golf tech, go check it out. Explore what's out there.
Yeah.
You never know. You might find something that totally transforms your game.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of golf tech. We hope you've had a good time with us and maybe learned a thing or two.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time, happy golfing, everyone.